Stop it now! Hands out!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Short Stories channel. This time, we're going to review a pretty intense robbery story about clever tactics, love, and tough life choices. Before we get into the details of this movie titled Caroline, let's take a quick moment to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the other interesting stories we share. If you've done that, let's get into the story. The story begins with a quiet atmosphere at a motel. Not long after, a woman steps out of her room and immediately carjacks someone who happens to be delivering goods. Soon after, she stops by a convenience store, shoplifts some snacks, and pulls off a quick cashback refund scam on the cashier.
10, but more and we'll call it 20. We'll call it 20. 9, 10 makes 19.
The scene then shifts to 3 months ago at a quiet gas station convenience store.
Bag of nuts.
There, a man named Oliver walks in and pulls off a short change scam to confuse the cashier and get extra change.
You work for an oil company, huh?
No.
All right, well, 69 then. Okay. All right.
However, his actions are spotted by Caroline, a young woman working there.
All right, so.
Cheers.
All right.
No.
Store.
Caroline immediately approaches Oliver outside the store and accuses him of walking off with money that isn't his. Instead of panicking, Oliver actually surprises Caroline by calling out her full name, Caroline Daniels, before handing back the money he got and driving off in his car. Curious about this mysterious guy, when she spots Oliver's car parked outside a bar, Caroline stops by to meet him. There, they start chatting casually.
Double? Yeah.
Oliver explains that he figured out her full name just by reading the employee beauty roster posted near the cashier's counter. Their conversation flows warmly, eventually turning to their respective dreams.
Stock the shelf.
Stock the shelf.
Caroline admits she really wants to travel to South Carolina.
Bathrooms. What would you do?
While Oliver shares that he's a wanderer who likes staying in small towns because he loves the character of the people he meets. That very night, Caroline invites Oliver to go somewhere together.
I'm just wondering what you still do. What about me?
You got a name? Oliver.
Caroline gets out, takes off her clothes, and jumps. Oliver panics for a second, but it turns out the place is just a lake. They enjoy their time together with lots of laughs, slowly building a closer, more intimate connection.
Yeah.
As Oliver drives Caroline home, he asks why she's still sticking around in such a small town instead of just heading straight to South Carolina to chase her dream. Caroline answers that she's too afraid to leave behind the life she's used to, even though she knows it's not entirely good for her.
I hated my boss. I hated the guys I worked.
Oliver then shares his life philosophy, making the mood shift into something deeper.
So why do they always seem to stay in the same place?
Morning, Daddy.
Awake?
Caroline then goes home and meets her dad, Hank. Her dad, who was worried because Caroline didn't come home all night, starts reminiscing about her childhood, including an old inside joke about moving to Ecuador if Caroline misbehaved.
barge rigging you were staying at Walton Day is true. And when I missed that one time, and I said, sweetheart.
This warm relationship with her dad shows another side of Caroline's simple life.
You were a teen.
No,
No. Right.
The next night, after driving around with Oliver, they stop by a restaurant. Caroline asks if Oliver ever feels guilty about all the scams he pulls.
Like what I did at your filling station the other day?
I don't know, like the big ones? Like the real ones? No.
Oliver casually explains his view that the entire social and economic system in the world is basically one big manipulation, so he doesn't feel guilty because he's just exploiting the existing loopholes.
Low.
doesn't make it right.
All of it. Fucking everything.
Caroline starts getting intrigued by this perspective.
Bull.
They then dance romantically and eventually head to a hotel room.
That night, Caroline reveals the real reason she wants to go to South Carolina, to look for her mother, who abandoned her when she was just a baby.
It feels like...
Something to help.
The next day, Caroline finally chooses to go with Oliver to South Carolina to start a new adventure. Caroline accepts some money given by her dad for the trip. And once inside the car, she immediately asks Oliver to teach her how to scam.
$60. Teach me how to con.
Oliver begins training Caroline in the art of manipulating victim psychology and shortchange techniques.
How about I just give you one more and we'll call it 100?
It's game, bro.
He explains that every scam works by exploiting weaknesses in a system, including human behavior itself. At a supermarket, Oliver intentionally triggers the alarm at the exit door. While the security guard is busy checking Oliver, Caroline uses the opportunity to walk out with stolen clothes. That night at a restaurant, Oliver practices the psychological theory he explained by pretending to tell Caroline that there's something on her face.
What?
What is it? Come here.
At first, Caroline doesn't believe it, but when her attention is distracted by embarrassment, Oliver easily steals the bracelet right off her wrist without her noticing.
Telling it that I needed to focus on the source of that embarrassment. I know that she isn't paying attention. Then I just stole her bracelet.
They then practice pickpocketing in their hotel room and practice breaking into car doors to perfect their teamwork.
Oh,
God damn, you can't just say good job.
maybe it's not a good job. That's better. I know I always get it.
After this practice, inside a bar, Oliver shares his dysfunctional family background and how he grew up not trusting his parents.
How come?
Parent that left, the only difference between me and you was that I'll make a bet with you.
I get 3 pints of PBR and perfect.
The night ends with Caroline challenging Oliver to a drinking contest, but while Oliver is focused on his drink, Caroline manages to secretly slip off his watch.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one thing for the ear.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Baby, I don't understand this. How do you think he's so smart?
The success of their training leads to a much bigger scam at a train station. Caroline's job is to act as a distraction by intentionally bumping into an old man named William Henry to pickpocket his wallet and bank cards. After that, Oliver pretends to be a kind stranger who found the old man's empty wallet.
Excuse me, Mr. Henry? I found...
Once the train leaves, under the pretext of wanting to help, Oliver convinces the man to call a fake bank emergency hotline.
Yeah, of course. Mr. Henry, if you don't mind me asking, who do you bank with? Actually, you know what? Yeah, Whoa. Okay, they're gonna...
They use the train's phone facility, which Oliver actually connects straight to Caroline.
Good man. You can't try.
Thank you.
Caroline, pretending to be a bank security manager, successfully tricks the old man into giving up his social security number and personal data, which they immediately use to drain $10,000 from his savings. Thrill-seeking and deeply satisfied with the adrenaline rush, Caroline proposes an even more extreme idea to Oliver: robbing a bank.
Bag, everything.
Oliver meticulously plans a bank robbery, including prepping a backup car to throw off the police. Long story short, under Oliver's guidance, Caroline walks into the bank wearing a wig and holding a gun, shouting to control the situation.
Walk in, lift your gun in the air.
While Oliver waits in the car monitoring the police radio.
Go, go, go! Hey, everything's gonna be okay.
Oliver honks the horn as a signal that the police have started moving to the location. Unfortunately, their first attempt yields no money because Caroline was so tense that she forgot to bring the bag of cash with her. However, they don't give up and keep trying at other banks.
Everybody listen up!
Over time, their hits get bolder and more aggressive, until their actions eventually draw the attention of national media and a police investigation.
I'm be out your hair in no time. Hurry, hurry! Quick, quick, hey!
On the other hand, police start visiting neighborhoods and offices to show a photo of Caroline wearing the wig to locals. Realizing this, Caroline decides against calling her dad.
Cops are 30 seconds behind us. We gotta go.
Statesboro on Jackson Boulevard. Authorities are tying the...
Things get even more tense when they stay at a hotel. A hotel room service waiter named Jaime accidentally sees the bag and wig in their room while delivering breakfast and a newspaper that features Caroline's photo on the front page.
Hey, baby, do me a favor. Go get the fuck out. Jaime.
Realizing their position is compromised, Oliver immediately acts hostile, pulling a gun on the waiter. Oliver intimidates the waiter by reading out his home address and personal details from his ID card to make sure he won't snitch to the police, then slips hush money into his shirt pocket. They immediately flee the hotel.
Let's go. Back up. You almost said my fucking name back there.
That was too far.
Oliver's highly intimidating actions leave Caroline shocked and terrified, making her feel physically sick during the drive.
Here. There's astrology signs, all that shit.
Amid the moral doubts starting to haunt her, Caroline asks Oliver to take her to South Carolina.
You're staying in your own way. When the moon came up, troubles of love, how's every day? And the far away.
Once they arrive, Caroline goes to a house to look for her mother, Deborah. But the house looks empty.
Excuse me, sir.
A neighbor tells her that her mother is at a local bar.
Yeah, no,
Caroline steps into the bar with mixed feelings.
Well, close the damn door, then you let the cook...
And not long after, Deborah walks in. There, Deborah is seen ordering a drink and chatting loudly with other patrons. complaining about the hot weather and looking for a lighter.
See if you can reach the register, too. Thirsty. She'll rob you blind.
Right there.
Carolyn approaches and buys drinks for both of them so they can talk closely.
What are you drinking? Yeah, I'll take one of those.
When they start talking, Deborah talks about her past in Texas and how she chose to leave just because she didn't like being told what to do by anyone.
It moved Tennessee, Florida, concert.
When Carolyn gathers the courage to ask if Deborah has any children, her mother's response is incredibly cold and defensive.
Some other hippie with a guitar.
Presto changeo.
Deborah immediately guesses that Carolyn came looking for closure or answers as to why she was abandoned. Without an ounce of guilt, Deborah states that from the moment she got pregnant, she knew she completely lacked any maternal instinct.
What made you leave Texas?
Christ, am I? Hell, I didn't like it. I won't be that. Shit. It's pretty simple to me. So that's exactly you said. You have to learn your destination after all.
Devastated by the harsh rejection, Carolyn leaves in tears and tells Oliver to speed away from there immediately. After the deep sadness she experiences, Caroline tries calling her dad, crying over the bitter reality that she apparently has a rebellious streak just like her mother.
I'm a lot like her.
Fueled by emotion and desperation, Caroline decides to dive even deeper into the criminal world.
Fuck it.
She asks Oliver how much money they need to escape abroad forever. After learning it's a huge amount, she agrees to rob even bigger banks.
You sure?
However, their next robbery at the Georgia Allied Bank goes sideways when a police officer happens to walk into the bank while it's being robbed.
Drop it now!
As soon as he sees the robbery, the cop draws his gun on Caroline, who chooses to surrender. Suddenly, Oliver rushes in, knocks out the cop, and drags Caroline away. The bank alarm goes off, and before long, the police respond, forcing them into a highly dangerous escape under the chase of police sirens. Cleverly, Oliver stops and at gunpoint forces a local resident to drive their car onto the highway to draw the attention of the police. Meanwhile, Oliver takes a risky gamble by washing another parked car.
Two people, I need you to get in the trunk.
Forcing Caroline to hide inside the trunk. After successfully evading the pursuit, Oliver lets Caroline out of the trunk, but Caroline is already deeply shaken and crying in fear. On the side of the road, Caroline suddenly feels nauseous and wants to throw up due to the extreme stress. Unexpectedly, a patrol officer approaches their car to check on them.
Driving my girlfriend.
Oliver tries to act cool and lies, saying his pregnant girlfriend is experiencing morning sickness on the road.
Sure. Beautiful, Wilma.
The officer then asks for their IDs and checks the data over his radio. Even though their fake identities initially pass the check, suspicion arises when the officer asks to see the car registration papers in the glove compartment.
A couple at large that match your description.
Really?
She got sick day and night, so I have no idea. Stay right here.
Without warning, Oliver takes extreme action by shooting the officer dead to cover their tracks.
The fuck did you do? What? The fuck did you do?
Caroline goes completely hysterical witnessing the brutality, but Oliver forces her into the car and they speed off again.
You understand?
To make matters worse, almost all of their robbery money was left behind in the first car, leaving them with only $12. At a rest stop, Caroline tries to use a payphone to call her dad.
Task force agent working with you.
However, it turns out the police are already waiting at her dad's house. Her call is picked up by FBI agent Waylon Jarvis, who warns her that the killing of the police officer has triggered a massive manhunt.
Are you okay?
When she finally connects with her dad, Hank anxiously begs Caroline to turn herself in before things get any more complicated.
You gotta turn yourself in. You hear me?
But Caroline quickly cuts the call and continues the journey with Oliver. With police guarding almost every street corner, they are forced to park their car and walk into a bar. But not long after, the television broadcast displays both of their faces again. The atmosphere becomes incredibly emotional for the fugitive couple.
And then we just take it a step at a time. We'll go good.
Oliver asks Caroline to dance with him one last time. Finally, their hiding spot is sniffed out by the police.
Caroline.
As police sirens begin to surround the location, before the officers move in, Oliver intentionally creates chaos by firing shots into the air, causing everyone to panic and giving Caroline a chance to escape amidst the commotion. Surrounded by armed police, Oliver refuses to surrender and is ultimately shot dead on the spot. Some time passes, and we are shown the scene from the beginning of the movie again, where Caroline carjacks a vehicle.
Hey!
Caroline, who is now the most wanted fugitive, goes to a convenience store where she suddenly remembers her dad.
Hands to labor, hard Lord, and a job's belly.
She finally makes one last phone call to her dad to say goodbye.
At a hotel, Caroline dyes her hair, then goes to get a fake ID and passport made.
That led to gypsies was a no.
She then heads to the airport with the cash bag she managed to retrieve to buy a one-way ticket to Quito, Ecuador, paying in cash.
And her ways were for sunshine. Walked.
I'm gonna need a ticket.
The movie closes at the airport counter, where Caroline decides to use the short-change psychological scam trick that the late Oliver had taught her once again.
Thank you.
Well, that's the end of Caroline's escape story, a long journey that started from a small trick at a gas station. Feel free to leave your comments below. Don't forget to give a like and share this with your friends. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you in the next exciting story.